join me, we are going to stand and recite the allegiance. So if you choose to, you can join me in reciting the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Commissioner Maverick, will you lead us in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Today, I will now call the commission meeting to order. And first item of business is the roll call. So, commissioners, would you please mark present on your screens?
I'm not getting sound, I don't think.
Okay, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the number of present and absent?
25 present, 0 absent.
25 present. We'll now move into item number 3 on our agenda, which is consideration of proclamation 2026-0301, recognizing the Seymour High School cheer team. And I will read that resolution, and then Commission will vote, and we'll have an opportunity to take some pictures. It says, whereas the Seymour High School cheer team has represented their school and Sevier County with pride, dedication, and outstanding sportsmanship throughout the 2025-26 season. And whereas through hard work, teamwork, and commitment to excellence, the team earned the title of state runner-up in the small varsity non-tumbling game day division at the TSSAA state cheer competition held in Knoxville, Tennessee. And whereas the team further distinguished itself on the national stage by qualifying for and competing in the National High School Cheerleading Championship, advancing through preliminary and semifinal rounds to reach finals and finishing 14th in the nation among 82 teams in their division. And whereas throughout the season, the team also earned additional honors, including 4th place at the Bluegrass Regional Competition in Lexington, Kentucky, a 3rd place finish in the Smoky Mountain Championship in Sevierville, and multiple recognitions at the summer camp at the University of Tennessee, including 1st place spirit routine, 2nd place camp routine, blue and gold ribbons, pennant forward honors, and All-American selections. And whereas we have several team members with us tonight representing the high school in Sevier County, now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Larry Waters, Mayor of Sevier County, and members of the Sevier County Commission, do hereby recognize and congratulate the Seymour High School cheer team for their outstanding accomplishments, dedication, and representation of Sevier County at the state and national level. This will be proclaimed this 16th day of March 2026. It is further ordered that the 1896 bell atop the historic Sevier County Courthouse shall ring a celebratory ring at 7 p.m. on this day in honor of this outstanding achievement. Now, I will open the floor for a motion. We have a motion and a second to approve this proclamation recognizing would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change their vote? Okay, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Okay, the proclamation has been unanimously adopted, and it is my honor to present that to these young ladies. Got it now? These young ladies certainly make an old man like me look better, just standing around. We got it. We got it.
If I can see your face, you can see me.
Okay. Has everybody got a picture? Okay, let me say, ladies, we are extremely proud of what you have accomplished. It's not just the Seymour area is proud, but the entire county. You have represented Sevier County well, and we appreciate you and honor you tonight. And would you like to say something?
Not really, other than these girls, a lot of people don't know how much work that they put into the season, not just cheering at all the football games and all the basketball games, but also competing at the level that they compete, and they definitely deserve this proclamation, and I'm just grateful that they're getting recognized for all the hard work that they put into the year. So thank you.
We're glad to do it. Would you join me in honoring I asked them if they wanted to stay. Riveting commission meeting that we're getting ready to have, and you can see the result there. And I don't blame them, I was tempted to leave with them. Just a second. Okay, the item number 4 on our agenda is a presentation of the Summit Award, and I'm going to tell you about that award right now. The Summit Award is the highest rank in the venturing program of the Boy Scouts of America. Established June 1st, 2014, venturers must complete various requirements, including earning the Pathfinder rank, participating in adventures, and demonstrating leadership and service. We are proud to call forward, just in a moment, Mr. Kenneth K.J. Wilder of Kodak to honor his climb to the summit with the presentation of this Summit Award and medal. So just how rare is the Summit Award, keeping in mind that roughly 5% of all Boy Scouts earn the Eagle Scout Award, and just 0.5% of all ventures earn the Summit Award each year. All this isn't meant to diminish the Eagle Scout Award, something just 1 in 20 Scouts earn. It's simply an acknowledgement that if you happen to see a Summit Award recipient out there, be sure to shake his or her hand. There simply aren't many around. KJ is the 8th Summit recipient in the Great Smoky Mountains Council and the first in Sevier County. To complete his Summit Award, he worked with the American Eagle Foundation and Kodak to find designs, source materials, and supervise the building of 20 benches and 11 picnic tables for the foundation. He also placed these around the property for the ability to view and conduct educational programs. KJ, on behalf of Crew 119 and the Sevier County Mayor and Commission, I have the honor of presenting you with the Scouting America Summit Award. This award shows your dedication to the Scout Oath and Law, dedication to goals, and aspiration to become a leader in our society. We certainly congratulate you and wish you the best in your endeavors. And now I get to present the Summit Medal. KJ.
If I start pinning it in your skin, you just holler. Okay. Congratulations. Would you like to say something? Okay.
I would. Scouting is alive and around Sevier County. Many of you all have probably seen the Sevier County Rescue Squad Christmas tree lot. That is our troop. That is also the sponsor for my crew. Please, if you know anybody who would be interested in scouting, we always are looking for new members. And if you'll let me oblige, I'd like to call Rick Long up, our venturing crew committee chair. Absolutely. And I would like to present him with the Summit Award Mentor Pin. Rick Long has been in scouting for, what is it, a long time now? But he was also the Scoutmaster who has helped 50 Eagles earn their way, and now a Summit Award. Thank you.
Okay, one more, sure. Okay, give him another hand. Okay, we're now moving to the next item of business, which is consideration of the minutes from the previous meeting. You should have received those minutes in the mail, and for purposes of discussion, I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes. We have a motion and a second. Now, do we have any discussion concerning the minutes of the previous meeting? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Yeah. These things are apt to do, they freeze up, and I don't. Commissioners, cast your votes. Okay. Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
The minutes of the previous meeting have been approved. And so we'll now move to the next item of business, which is consideration of reports for commission committees. That's item number 6. You have those, you have also received those in your packet. And I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the various committees. Madam Clerk, if you would please move to that screen. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve. Now, do we have any discussion, questions, or additions? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please move to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Okay, now we're going to move to item number 7, which is consideration of the reports of officials, divisions, and departments. You'll see under that the report of the various officials there. We have the Division of Community and Planning Development, Division of Emergency Services, Division of Facilities, Division of Finance and Administration, Division of Government Services, Division of Tourism, other departments, state offices. All of those are included in these reports. And Madam Clerk, if you would advance to the voting screen for approval of various reports and divisions, then I will have a opportunity. We have a motion and a second. Now, do anyone has any discussion or questions concerning the reports of the various departments? Okay. Hearing no request, commissioners, would you please cast your votes? When I'm at home and have technical difficulty, I have to get my grandkids to tell me what's wrong. Okay, now, I believe the commissioners, you would cast your votes. Anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Okay. The reports of the various officials, divisions, and departments have been approved. We'll now move to item number 8, which is public comment on agenda items and public hearing on rezoning requests. We have not had any public comment requests for agenda items, so I will move into the public hearing on rezoning items. And I will open the floor. We have, let's see, rezoning address of Crossover Road, 2633 Douglas Dam Road, 1813 Y Drive, New Center Road, 2 New Center Road, 1 from Boys Creek Road, and 1311 Ina Grace Road. So we have a number of zoning resolutions. So I'm going to open the floor now for anyone that would that would like to speak will come to the podium and state your name and state which rezoning area you are speaking on, and then you have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening, commissioners and members of the community. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. My name is Valerie Goodman, and I'm here to express concerns about the proposed rezoning of the property from R1 to R2 for the Grace Hills Preserve project. This is the 1311 Ina Grace. Families like mine chose to live here because of the quiet, rural character of this area and compatibility between neighborhood homes, farmland, and low-density residential use. This proposal represents a significant shift in land use intensity that raises several concerns for the surrounding neighborhoods. Unlike long-term residents who are invested in the community, short-term rental guests change frequently and often treat vacation properties wildly differently than homes within an established neighborhood. A resort-style cabin development combined with an event center could create continuous turnover of visitors, gatherings, and large group events, which has the potential to fundamentally change the character of the area. Access to this property relies on a narrow one-lane road that already serves local residents and an active farm that regularly moves livestock and large agricultural equipment. Event venues generate concentrated surges of traffic, including guest vehicles, rideshare, shuttle vans, even buses. And these vehicles may attempt to pass one another, turn around, or locate parking on the road. Vendor activity would occur well before and long after the event, with staff and deliveries from caterers, DJs, tents, tables, chairs, and such. Activity like this on a road that was never designed for it creates real safety concerns for residents, visitors, and agricultural operations alike. This property sits along a ridgeline where sound carries naturally through the surrounding hills. Outdoor gatherings, amplified music, and other things associated with celebratory events like fireworks could travel far beyond the property line, affecting multiple nearby neighborhoods. Because this property is located in the county, the oversight of nuisance activity associated with overnight rentals can also be more limited, leaving neighbors with fewer options when disturbances occur. There are also concerns about water usage and infrastructure. Rental cabins often include hot tubs, soaking tubs, or swimming pools, using water not only for initial filling, but also for regular cleaning and refilling between guest stays. Draining those tubs and managing runoff is a whole other matter. All this would mean a much higher and more continuous demand on the groundwater supply than typical residential use, which could affect neighboring wells or create septic system failure. Beyond the immediate proposal, there is also concern about what this rezoning represents for the future. Once the zoning is changed, it opens the door to additional high-density development possibilities, including multifamily homes. The residents I've spoken to are particularly concerned because the new property owners and affiliated development groups with this have a reputation for building larger housing and development projects in other areas. While those may be appropriate in more urbanized settings, they would significantly alter the character of this neighborhood. This why preserving this existing zoning is important. For these reasons, I respectfully ask the Commission to carefully consider all the impacts of this rezoning request and the precedent it could set for future development. Thank you for your time and your service to the community.
Thank you very much. Yes. Now, the floor is open for anyone else who would like to speak on any of the rezonings that we have for us, go where they were at. You would just come to the microphone, state your name and which rezoning you are addressing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morris. Good morning, my name is Aaron Goodman. I'm also talking about the 1311 Andrews property. That's my wife.
We can barely hear you. Can you talk to the mic?
Excuse me. Is that better? Okay. My name is Aaron Goodman. I'm also talking about the 1311 Andrews property rezoning. That was my wife, Valerie, who was just speaking eloquently. I couldn't do that in high school. I won't be able to do it tonight. I'll throw it up. So I'll make it short and sweet. I've talked to a bunch of neighbors, like right around the area. Not everybody by any stretch. But I haven't found anybody yet that's like, yes, rezoning for more population. Nobody has said that yet. I don't know who in here is like pro more population density in the neighborhood, but I haven't found them yet. So I'm here just like to speak for all of those people that I've talked to who aren't here, who couldn't be here, who have kids like we do. But luckily, because we have neighbors right next door, we could leave our 2 little kids with neighbors who also have little kids, who also don't want heavier traffic and more late night parties. And it's just stuff that's out of our control. It's great that people come to Sevier County to get away from the drags of everyday work and school and shopping at grocery stores and blah, blah, blah. It's great that you can go and get away from it. And I'm glad that they can come here and spend their tax dollars in our community. But I don't think that myself and the folks that I've talked to we're definitely not in favor of it, and we're definitely not looking forward to like the disruption of the quiet setting apart from the tourism aspect of it. I guess just quietly say that for everyone. Thank you for listening to my ramblings. I'm glad I didn't interrupt. And have a good evening.
Okay, thank you, sir. The floor is still open, and during this public hearing, if you have any comments that you would like to make concerning any of the proposed rezoning, you certainly are welcome. Come to the microphone, just state your name and which rezoning you want to comment on. Ma'am.
Yes, hi. My name is Alda Overstreet. I am the owner of the property right next to 1311 I'm Grace. We have owned our property from its inception when it was split up from the original farm. It's been there for 34 years. The 1311 I'm Grace property started out as a very small, only 2 short-term rental units, and that was manageable. And as I understand it, it was also acceptable under the R1 zoning with the septic and the water. It has since grown. There are now 6 units there. And prior to the current owners, that property was being rented on long-term rentals. And the amount of traffic on our road, as Valerie had mentioned earlier, was really quite difficult to manage. People drive very quickly, even though it's a very, very small road. It would require a lot more work even to have a road that would be able to support anything beyond what there is now. And quite frankly, being the neighbor that's adjacent to the property, there would be a lot of disruption to our life. I work from home, and if there's a lot of noise and parties and events and stuff going on, it would definitely disrupt me, but also all the other neighbors. So I ask you to carefully consider any rezoning of that property. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. The public hearing is still open. For anyone that'd like to speak to any of the proposed rezonings that we have, the commission has before them tonight. Anyone else in the audience wants to speak to rezoning? Not? See no one else indicating they want to speak, I will close this public hearing on the rezoning items, and we will move now to consider item 10, which is resolution 2026-0301, which is to amend the zoning resolution for Sevier County by rezoning tax map 51 Group A, parcel 84.15 from R1 rural residential to Rural Commercial District, Crossover Road, requested by Roy Jones. Sevier County Planning Commission recommendation is 4. I'll ask the clerk to please bring that resolution to the floor, if you would. And I also recognize Mr. Temple if he has anything to say about that resolution.
Unless anyone asks a question, I'll be willing to address it. If you have a question. The recommendation is for the rezone.
For the recommendation, is there any questions from any member of the commission? If not, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen?
I'll be up there as soon as I can.
Motion is second. Commissioners, please cast your votes. Would any commissioner like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change your vote, Madam Clerk, announce the vote, please.
24 yes votes, 1 abstain.
Okay, the resolution passes. We now are on item number 10, consideration of resolution 2026-0302, amending the zoning resolution of Sevier County by rezoning tax map 18, parcel 24.02 from R1 Rural Residential District to C1 Rural Commercial. Address 2633 Douglastown Road, requested by Roberta Lynn Webb Allen. Sevier County Planning Commission recommendation 4. Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution 2026-0302 to the floor for consideration? Now, we have a motion second to approve it. Do we have any discussion? Any questions? Any comments? Mr. Temple?
No, sir.
Hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change the vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
Resolution properly adopted. Item number 12, consideration of resolution 26-0304, amending the zoning resolution of Sevier County, Tennessee by rezoning tax map 51, parcel 90.06, lot 16, R1 Rural Residential, Rural Commercial District, to Center Road, requested by Trinity Property Group, LLC. Sevier County Regional Planning Commission recommendation 4. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution 2026-0304 to the screen for
Mayor,
consideration?
I think you skipped one. We're on 11.
Just give it. On 3 then. Thank you. I'm trying to move along quicker. Thank you. Commissioner Wood wanted me to move along as fast as I could. So we are on item number 10.
11.
Okay, on 3 now. You got it right. Okay, my computer says 02. So, this is 813 Mile Drive by Brenda Price.
Yeah.
And recommendation is 4. And we are rezoning parcel 1700 from R1 Rural Residential, A1 Agricultural District. I'm on the right one now here, it just flipped over. Okay, any questions or discussion? If not, Madam Clerk, please advance to the voting screen. Commissioners, cast your votes. Anyone like to change the vote? Hearing no one requests to change the vote, Madam Clerk, please announce the vote.
25 yes votes.
Okay, resolution properly adopted. Now we're on item number 12. Consideration of resolution 2026-0304 to amend the zoning resolutions of Sevier County by rezoning tax map 51, parcel 90.06 from lot 16 from R1 rural residential to C1 rural commercial, New Center Road, requested by Trinity Group. Recommendation for Mr. Temple. Do you have any comment?
It's a rezoning of a piece of property right next to several other commercial ones. They got site plan approval last Tuesday night for a warehouse facility there, just like the ones next door. So we recommend approval.
Questions or comments concerning the proposed rezoning? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, please advance to the voting screen. Commissioners, please cast your votes. Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change your vote, Madam Clerk, please announce the vote.
25 yes votes.
Item number 13, consideration of resolution 2026-0305, amending the zoning resolution for Sevier County by rezoning tax map 61, parcel 90.06, lot 17, from R1 rural residential to C1 rural commercial, New Center Road, requested by John Israel, Sevier County Planning Commission 4. Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen on resolution 2026-0305. Is there any discussion or question? Any comments, Mr. Temple?
It's next door to the one that's previously voted yes. So again, it'll probably be a warehouse facility. As we have on that road. Recommend, planning commission recommend for.
Is there any question or discussion from any member of the commission? If not, Madam Clerk, would you please read resolution 2026-0305 be voted on? Commissioners, please cast your votes. Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change your vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
25 yes votes.
25 yes votes, resolution has been properly adopted. We're on item number 14 now, consideration of resolution 2026-0306 to amend the zoning resolution of Sevier County, Tennessee by rezoning 025E, Group B, parcel 2.00 from A1 Agricultural District to C2 General Commercial District, Boys Creek Road. And that's Sevier County Planning Commissioner is recommended for. Any comment, Mr. Temple?
It's owned, actually, the property is owned by the piece of property next door, which I think is a service station, convenience store, and the property has to rezone it to commercial, just like his and the one across the road behind it for possible expansion.
Any questions or comments from any member of the commission? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please advance to the voting screen on resolution 2026-0306. Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes, 1 no.
Okay, we are on item number 15 now, consideration of resolution 2026-0307, amending the zoning resolution for Sevier County, Tennessee by rezoning parcels 41.01 and 43.03 from A1 Rural Residential District to R2 High Density Residential District, address 1311 Anna Grace, requested by Patrick King, Sevier County Sevier County Regional Planning Commission. Recommendation is against.
The screen says for, but the against is the correct vote. The screen, on the screen said for, but the Sevier Planning Commission did vote against, recommended against the result.
So how do we vote to sustain that?
Mr. Chairman, my motion is to approve the recommendation of the planning commission was against. So a vote yes.
Well, wait a minute. Mr. Davis, the resolution that's in your packet is to approve the resolution to rezone. The recommendation was against. What I asked you to do is to vote no on the resolution.
Change the motion to vote no.
No, I don't want to make a new motion. I would ask you to vote no on the resolution to approve.
No, our commission voted as we choose. My motion is against rezoning. I second.
Well, I understand that, but what I think to make it, the resolution that's in your packet was to rezoning. The recommendation from Sevier was no. What I would prefer you do to make the resolution match your vote is that you would vote no to the resolution to rezone. The results is the same.
I think, hang on here, I think that's what Commissioner Delius just did. I think,
Yes.
the way I understand it, Commissioner, he made a motion to deny the resolution. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But how are you going to vote, yes or no?
Yes, this resolution. No, this sounds like votes might get changed, but I vote.
Not gonna get changed.
Yeah.
We'll take care of it.
Okay.
The screen has nothing to do with it. Right.
Yes, I will. That's fine. I'm getting to it right here. Okay, we are now, I will read the resolution. A resolution by the Sevier County Board of Commissioners to amend the zoning resolution for Sevier County, Tennessee by rezoning of tax map 73 parcels 43.01, 43.03 from R1 to R2. Whereas the Sevier County Board of Commissioners may amend the zoning resolution for Sevier County from time to time for CCA 137105. Whereas the Sevier County Planning Commission has forwarded its recommendation to the Sevier County Board of Commissioners regarding the amendment. Whereas the Sevier County Board of Commissioners feel that rezoning of this property is in the best interest of the community, be it resolved. The zoning map of Sevier County is hereby amended by rezoning tax map 73, parcel 4301, 43.03 from R1 to R2, said territory being more clearly defined as the tax map that is made as part of this resolution effective as per its passage. Then it goes on down to say the Sevier Planning Commission recommended against, but in the body of it, it says the Sevier County Regional Planning Commission recommended for. That's what the confusion is.
No. The resolution is that this body, resolution was to rezone it to R2. We don't want to do that. So, in my opinion, the vote should be no to this resolution.
Did we not just vote? We haven't voted yet.
Let's go with Mr. Davis' motion, and not rezone this property.
Okay, he has made a motion to deny the requested rezoning, and that has been properly seconded. So if we vote on his motion to deny the rezoning, if you vote yes, you're voting to deny the rezoning.
Yeah, that is correct.
So you're gonna have to put it in
With
there.
that motion, yes.
That's the motion that is.
That replaces, that would replace this
If you vote
resolution.
yes, you're voting to deny the rezoning, you vote no, you're voting
His
against it.
motion's to deny.
Should that not pass, then we go back and consider the approve the
But
motion.
it says,
Motion to
but
approve the
this,
resolution.
it probably needs to
So-
be up here.
Everybody understand what we're voting on? Yes, vote to deny the
There's a
rezoning.
motion and second.
And a no vote,
Yeah, that is
would
precedent.
be to go back to the original
Motion
resolution.
and second. for what you said.
Call the question.
You have to cancel out this motion.
All right, let me ask the technical folks back there, we're gonna have to do a voice vote on this?
No. We're going to make the motion to be to what Commissioner Delius's motion is, and then the body will make their vote on that motion. We're putting it in the system right now.
Okay, so we can vote electronically?
Yeah, give us like 10 seconds, 15 seconds to get
We'll
it
give
in
you
there.
10 seconds.
How about 15?
You tell me when you're ready.
Yes, sir.
While we're waiting, just to give some clarification, this piece of property, the request was to rezone it to R2. The main reason that I recommend against it to Sevier is there is absolutely no water or sewer available to that piece of property. To rezone something to R2, it requires to have no water, no sewer. On Ida Grace. Ida Grace was up Fulham Road, there may be water in Ida Grace, but there's no water back here. And sewer is way down Fulham Road when you get into the sewer.
Okay, any further questions or comments? Everybody understand where we're at? When electronically they get ready to vote, we vote.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to deny Resolution 260307. That's the motion on the floor.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Vote of yes is denied.
That's correct. That's correct, absolutely. Voting, so the yes vote is to deny, and the no vote would be to move back to the original resolution and consider it. So, Madam Clerk, advance to the voting screen. Commissioners, cast your votes. There we go.
There you go. I apologize, folks.
You're good. Madam Clerk, please announce the vote.
24 yes votes.
Okay, Commissioner Delius' motion passed, the rezoning is denied. Now we'll move to the next item of business, which is item number 16, consideration resolution 2026-0308 to appoint certain judicial commissioners. You have that resolution before you. Need a motion and a second to approve that. Do you have any questions or comments?
Chairman, can we go all wrong?
They went back to the previous. Okay, let's move forward to the next resolution, 2026-0308. There we go. Now we're on track.
we recognize Albert Snyder.
Yes, I did mean to do that, thank you, Commissioner. Recognize Mr. Snyder, he is, this is a recommendation that comes from, I believe our general session judges and Mr. Snyder, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Snyder, obviously, we're endowing these people with quite a bit of power, issue arrest warrants, such things like that. So would you give us a rundown of who they are, some background, knowledge, education, that sort of thing?
Okay. So your first is Catherine Costner. She was a licensed attorney. She let her license retire. It's in that status right now. She's had, I think, around 30 years of experience in the legal field. Went to school in Lincoln, Florida, I think. She got out of being a private practice a few years ago, decided she wanted to do something, so came on board as part-time. Cecil Ormond was in law enforcement in Florida for about 25 years. I think his last assignment was homicide cases. He was a homicide detective. Maria Prater is just graduated out of UTC, her bachelor's degree. She's from Rome County originally, and basically she just graduated right before I hired her.
Would she be working nights and weekends?
Correct. She is.
Okay, further questions of Mr. Snyder? Further questions concerning these three appointments whose term expires August 31st, 2026?
Would it benefit the commission if they came in the next time we did this? That way you could put a face with a name. Okay. I'll be glad to.
Okay. Further questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution 2026-0308 to the floor for consideration? Now, Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
Resolution's been properly adopted. We'll now move to item number 17. Consideration of resolution 2026-0309, confirm the appointment of directors to the Sevier County Emergency Communications District Board of Directors. You have that resolution before you. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution to the floor for consideration? Commissioners, would you, anyone like to discuss or comment on this? I can tell you how this works. According to state law, the county mayor makes this recommendation to the commission or members of this board. However, I've always deferred to our original resolution that we passed years ago, which recommends that we do the representatives from the city, being the police chiefs. We do our ambulance director, Commissioner Valentine, and we have always let the Fire Chiefs Association make a recommendation concerning who they will represent them on the board, and this year they have recommended Chief Puckett, so therefore I am recommending to you these names, and as I said, I've always referred to the resolution that was passed several years ago. Questions concerning this resolution? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please bring the resolution to the floor? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
23 yes votes, 1 abstain.
Resolution been properly adopted. We move to the next item of business, which is item number 18, consideration of resolution 2026-03-10, authorizing and execute application to the Community Development Block Grant Program for various water line extension projects. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution to the floor? Bring here tonight. I don't think it's here, so I'll ask Mr. Andrew Temple. I think he's familiar with this. Come and address the resolution authorizing us to execute the application concerning the Community Development Block Grant Program. If you would, Andrew.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, gentlemen, this is this is the 2026 application. We've done this in the past. We're currently finishing up an application that we currently have right now. So with this, we can do it's $1 million application with a 20% grant, and this will help out in our new center community. Trying to get the exact Candy Way will be the area. Last year we had to go out and get surveys from the property owners. Last year we received 19 of the 37 parcels out there, and this year we received 34 out of the 37. So we're working on that application right now. This is the final portion of the application to submit that. If we are awarded, we'll start the process to get the water out there, expand the water lines, and then those residents in the area, they will not be charged a tap fee for that. They'll just be their regular monthly service.
Yes, we're reapplying for the same grant at this time.
Yes, sir.
Yes. We've contacted some more residents and got them to participate in this.
Yes, sir.
Anyone have any comments or questions? Commissioner Hurst, he's the chairman of this committee. If you have.
Oh, like you said, one applied for last year, we didn't get enough participation from the residents in the fire department, basically. And they went back this year, and Commissioner Chambers was there with I guess, whoever, they stayed there, they got all 3 or 4 people signed up. So if it's a good project, if they're putting that water money right, they can get this.
Good. Other comments or questions or discussion on the resolution? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution 2026-03-10 to the floor for consideration? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, please announce the vote.
24 yes votes.
Resolution is properly adopted. Item number 19, consideration of resolution 2026-03-11, request unclaimed balance of accounts remitted to state treasurer. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution to the floor for consideration? I'll recognize our finance director, Brooke Huffaker, to address this resolution.
This is the same resolution we bring to you every year that allows us to request these unclaimed balances for the state. Essentially, it's normally vendor checks that we process out of our office. Somebody's not cashed their check, we do our due diligence, follow up with them, just try to get them to cash it, reissue a check. Once we can't go do that, we have to send it over to the state. They hold it for a certain amount of time. If they don't reclaim it from the state, then we're allowed by this resolution to ask for those funds back. They usually just go to the general fund. It's not a large sum of money, but it is worth following up on each year to request back what we can.
Questions from members of the commission concerning this resolution? Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution 2026-03-11 forward for a vote? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
Resolution has been properly adopted. We're on resolution number 20 now. And that is consideration of resolution 2026-03-12. Approved the My People Center expansion capital project and designation to the Sevier County Public Building Authority. You have that resolution before you. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution to the floor for consideration? This is a project that has been ongoing for a while, and this allows us to follow the procedure we've done on other projects, in particular the courts building and others, where the Public Building Authority, we go ahead and hire architects, and that architects, you get a contractor to become a construction manager. The architect works with the construction manager closely, and it allows us to save money because they work together. One of the main things in here you will see is we expect the overall budget to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $7.5 million. Of that $7.5 million expansion, county funding would be $3,150,000, and a contribution by our own Dolly Parton of $3 million, and the city of Sevierville has agreed to a contribution because they do own 30% of that, to $1,350,000, which is 30% of the remainder after the contribution by Dolly Parton. So that resolution been made and seconded. This is to an expansion down there. We've talked about it to the intergovernmental. Yes.
I think there's one typo in the resolution, in section 4, it's talking about the budget for the Sevier County Health Department formation. It should be the same.
You're exactly right. I think we noticed that, didn't get it correct. Okay, other discussion or questions concerning that? Thank you for pointing that out, Commissioner Davis. We had looked at it earlier, we just didn't correct it. Other discussions or comments? If not, would you, Madam Clerk, would you please bring the resolution 2026-03-12 to the floor for a vote? Commissioners, cast your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
Okay, we're down to item number 21 now, which is consideration of resolution 2026-03-13, authorize a continuous 4-year reappraisal cycle for Sevier County, Tennessee. Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution 2026-03-13 to the floor for consideration? And this time I'll recognize our property assessor, Mr. King.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you guys today? Essentially what this is the Division of Property Assessments requires us to do a new plan. In 2021, we did a 5-year plan, 5-year to this year. This year's our reappraisal year. And what this is we're going from a 5-year plan to a 4-year plan. There's a lot of benefits to it for Sevier County and for residents as well. Won't get deep in the woods, but it does away with what's called an equalization ratio. Instead of us just doing it every 5 years, we'll end up doing it 4 with a 2-year index.
Speak up, Thomas.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. Can you hear me better now? Sorry, I get a little nervous. I'm up here in front of people. Basically, this plan authorizes, we work to the Division of Property Assessments, and this plan moves us to a 4-year reappraisal. You guys have questions, comments?
Questions, concerning this, if everyone understands this takes us to a 4-year reappraisal
Yes,
cycle, but we'll index every 2 years. So there will be a certified rate every 2 years that the commission will consider. Whereas now, we're on a 5-year cycle, and we'll get a certified rate in May at some point in time. And then, we'll move from there. What the certified rate tells you is this amount of money that, or, the tax rate that it would take to bring in the same amount of money as previously before the reappraisal. And they'll give you a certified rate, and if the commission raises it above that, you hold a public hearing and say, we're raising it above whatever the certified rate the state gives.
Yes. We did this in 2021 when we did our last reappraisal. We were about 30% under appraised, and the tax rate went from $1.86 to $1.48. This time around, countywide, we're about 54% under appraised. It doesn't matter really where you look in the county, we're 54% under appraised. And so the tax rate would, it's not set yet, but our tax rate from $1.48 will drop significantly. And what we're trying to do with the state's help with going to a 4-year reappraisal with 2 years of what's called indexing, or like a little mini reappraisal, is we'll get a certified tax rate every 2 years instead of every 5 years. And where that actually helps the county is there's what's called an equalization ratio that, on the personal property side, personal property folks have been getting a 54% equalization ratio or discount on the personal property side.
Questions? Mr. King? Okay, thank you. Madam Clerk, would you
Thank
please
you, guys.
bring the resolution for action, resolution 2026-0313. Commissioners, would you cast your votes? Would anyone like to change a vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
24 yes votes, resolution's been properly adopted. We're now to item 22, which is consideration of resolution 2026-0314, establish intent to adopt various standard codes relating to the inspection activities for Sevier County, Tennessee, pursuant to TCA section 5-20-101 through 5-20-106A. I will recognize now Supervisor of our Building Department, Mr. Chris Jenkins.
State law requires us to be within 7 years of the latest edition when we choose to enforce and adopt codes. This year, we need to change. So this proposal is the first step of two-step process adopting new codes. This is the intent portion, saying that we propose to. We're going to go to the 24s, so we don't have to do this quite as often. So they'll be, if approved today, these codes will be in the clerk's office for public view for the next 90 days. And I will be back in front of the commission in June for hopefully a July enforcement day. August, we will be out of the 7 years. So that next edition is going to publish in August. So we will be just ahead of that. Now we'll get a letter from the state saying we're in violation and looking for a plan of corrective action. So we're going to be just ahead of that with this. But this is a two-step process. First the intent, and then we'll come back. I'll come back in front of you all in June. If this passes for the official adoption.
Questions from the commission concerning this?
What codes is changing?
Well, again, it's the code addition, and just like most things, there's changes. How deep are they? Overall, I don't think they're too bad in the realm of codes. I think in some of our, in the residential world, some of our small house things that we've got going on with these tiny homes and sleeping areas, they've come up with a lot more language to be more flexible in the residential world. With that being said, commercial-wise, the standards always get increased, wood gets less strengthen it, so you're always gonna see standards, and those tables have to adapt and adjust to the market. So we're gonna see wood, for instance, not Spanish fault, as we did 20 years ago, as we did 40 years ago. Past that, just like I told intergovernmental, you know, that one code book of residential is a little over 700 pages. I'm not gonna pretend to stand here and tell you all that I know every change. But what we will do as part of the adoption process or the adoption resolution, if this one passes, we will install a grace period within that code adoption to allow those folks that are caught in between during design for costing of their budgets, contracts, so they can work under the old code for that 90-day grace period, similar to the state does when they do code changes. They'll give those designers, the lenders, crossover time. And like I told intergovernmental a couple of weeks ago, we don't want a new code book. My folks in the office, that's just more different stuff to learn and to be responsible for. So we're going to work with folks on that. We've hopefully done a few amendments that make it work for Sevier County the best we can. But what changes, to be honest, they're all throughout it. Talking with other folks in the industry, the 24 code is better, is more friendly to residential construction than the 21 book was. That's why I jumped 21. National Home Builders Association preferred the 24. Simpson Strong Type, which are fasteners, they preferred the 24. So we took the leap to 24. And some of our changes that we have locally amended are at the request of the National Home Builders Association. So we're trying our best to stay up to date, but still working with folks that's trying to win.
Other questions concerning, just to recognize something, this is, 3 copies will be available to the public for their inspection, and the period continuing to June 22nd, and then this will come back after that.
Yes, sir. We'll be back in June, and I'll have those copies took down first thing in the morning to the clerk's office.
So you will have another opportunity to review the changes, and before it comes back for final consideration. Questions, comments concerning this resolution?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we asked Chris some very direct questions about the different aspects of the code adoption, and he was very upfront. So if anyone has questions, please call Mr. Paul. He will be there to answer questions. And if you feel like they did call us, please call us as well.
We want to get ahead of it. In the plans of the code changes, my staff, myself, my staff, we're always want to be, because we don't want to have to tell you after you've done drove that nail, you got to redo it. So we want to always be open in front. And I'll say this, if it does pass tonight, I will, and not just supposed to put the books down at the courthouse, at the clerk's office to drop down and thumble through. I'll put all this resolution on my webpage with links to the code book, so if they're just internet folks, they can go to the page, go to my webpage and see those changes, and then links to those code books. And all my staff know how to do that. So Dr. Parton's right, all you've got to do is give us a call. And then if we don't call you right then, we're going to call you back. If nothing else, send us an email. We'll get a good paper trail going on what you all need.
Further discussion or questions? Okay, hearing none, please bring the resolution forward for action. Resolution 2026-03-14. Now, Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change a vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
23 yes votes, 1 no vote.
The resolution has been properly adopted. We are now on item number 23, which is consideration of resolution 2026-03-15, classifying county roads for the Sevier County road system. You have that resolution before you. I think it has been recommended by the Sevier County Transportation Committee, and I'll recognize our highway superintendent, Mr. Donnie Adams, to come forward and discuss this with you.
This was just the updated list of the county roads that you all see every year. It's got the new roads added to it that we've added over the last year.
Any questions for our highway superintendent? Any questions? If not, Madam Clerk, would you thank you? Would you please bring resolution 2026-03-15 forward for consideration and vote? Commissioners, please cast your votes. Would anyone like to change your vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
Resolution's been properly adopted. We're down to item number 24, consideration of resolution 2026-03-16, authorize the use of state aid in resurfacing roads. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution to the floor for consideration? We have a motion and a second to adopt the resolution. I'll again recognize our highway superintendent, Mr. Adams, to address the resolution.
This will be for Dripping Springs Road from the Blount County line to the intersection with DuPont Road.
Questions from the commission concerning this resolution? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please bring the resolution forward for action? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
23 yes, 1 abstain.
Resolution's been properly adopted. Next, we'll move to item number 25, which is consideration of resolution 2026-03-17, speed limit on certain Sevier County roads. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution forward for action? There are 3 recommended by the Transportation Committee: Lona Drive, 25 mile per hour; Main Road, 25 mile per hour; and Willow Creek Lane, 25 mile per hour. Those have been recommended by the Transportation Committee. Are there any questions concerning this resolution? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution number 2026-03-17 before for a vote? Okay, would any commissioner like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
Resolution has been properly adopted. We are down now to resolution number 26, which is consideration of resolution 2026-03-18 to authorize the transfer of the county's interest in certain property to the Sevier Industrial Development Board for purposes of discussion. Madam Clerk, would you please bring the resolution to the floor? We have a motion second to adopt the resolution. Now that we have discussion of the resolution, this resolution has been recommended by the Intergovernmental Committee and met a couple of times with the Budget Committee, and I think the City of Sevier is considering this tonight as well. Hearing no discussion, Madam Clerk, would you please bring resolution 2026-03-18 to the floor for a vote? Commissioners, would you cast your votes, please? Madam Clerk, would anyone like to change your vote? Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
23 yes votes, 1 no vote.
Okay, the resolution's been properly adopted. We'll now move to item 27, which is consideration of resolution 2026-03-19, request the General Assembly of Tennessee to enact legislation to protect county areas from municipal regulations and annexation. Madam Clerk, would you please bring that resolution to the floor? We've had this resolution requested by a couple of commissioners. What we have is a couple of bills in the legislature that addresses these issues, and particularly addresses issues of the Regional Planning Commission. I think that one may be moving in the House. Any questions or comments concerning this resolution? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, would you please move the resolution to the floor for action? Commissioners, would you please cast your votes? Would anyone like to change the vote? Hearing no request to change the vote, Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
Resolution been properly adopted. We are down to notaries now, Madam Clerk.
106 notaries.
106 notaries. Madam Clerk, would you please move the voting screen for action? Any questions or comments concerning the 106 notaries recommended by the clerk? You have a list of those in your packet. There's no question, Madam Clerk, would you move the notaries to the screen for a vote? Commissioners, cast your vote. Would anyone like to change their vote? Hearing no request to change the vote. Madam Clerk, would you please announce the vote?
24 yes votes.
Notice has been properly adopted. The next item of business is item 29. And that's just to let you know that in your packet, you have a form CT-0253. It's not to be voted on. You just need to take a look at that form. It's required that we provide that form to the county commission. Any questions concerning that? that is in your packet. The next is item number 30, which is public comment on non-agenda items, and we have several people that have requested to comment on the non-agenda items that are here tonight. I'm going to recognize those folks. And I will begin, we have Larry Ward. Ward, state your name, and you have 3 minutes.
You're correct, Mayor. My name's Larry Ward, and good evening, one and all. I'm here in opposition to the massive catastrophe that's about to take place near Red Bank Circle and Red Bank Road by D.R. Horton, a public traded New York company, I think, under indictment, not indictment, but cited in a lawsuit for violation of RICO statutes in their business practices. And I don't think the city of Sevier should be doing business with them. But more importantly than that is the public health, safety, and welfare. Virtually every constitution or governing document of every government, state, federal, or local even, cites in the beginning of their documentation of what the government's responsibility is to provide for the health, safety, and welfare of their citizens. What is being created out there, if that development goes through, and our concern is where the county and that property comes together, because we're in the county. The city is not listening to us. Perfunctory, statements they make is like, you're not a taxpayer, we're concerned for our citizens. I get that, but we're going to be affected. This is a unique piece of property that they're developing. They're basically putting in a mega city, and they're asking the communities that surround it to pay the ultimate price. There's one way in and one way out. This is a unique piece of property bounded on 4 sides by either rivers, mountains, or land. It's landlocked. One way in, one way out. So I'm in opposition to that, and I wish that the county attorney would file some type of injunction so this can be studied more. And it does concern the community's public health, safety, and welfare. We still have ashes from the park fires in 2016 when it went up on the south side of Shields Mountain, ashes in our attic. We had to evacuate. There's one way in and one way out, and it's a choke point. And it's going to be catastrophic if somebody doesn't do something. We're counting on you good people to stand up for the county residents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next we have Kerry Jones.
Kerry Jones, 2137 Red Bank Circle. Thank you, commissioners, for your service to the Sevier County citizens. I've lived for 33 and a half years in the county. I came in the fall of '92 to serve as a park ranger at the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Retired about 13 years ago and plan to live in my quiet neighborhood until I pass. I'm here with grave concerns for the safety and welfare of hundreds of us citizens who live off Red Bank Road. The city is pushing a near Horton development that could be approved at the City Planning Commission meeting on April the 7th, 22 days from now. I was told today by the city it's a permitted use and doesn't have to go to the BOMA for approval. You should have a copy of the layout in front of you there. This PUD includes 30 duplexes, 199 townhomes, 229 new homes off of Red Bank Road. Some of you are thinking it's in the city, not our problem. But this development will impact the hundreds of us county citizens that have to drive Red Bank Road to and from home. It's the only way in and out. Right now, citizens from 220 homes turn off of State Road 416 to go up Red Bank Road to go home. 118 of those live in the county, okay? Not the city. This is a city development that affects the county more than the city. I'm asking for your help. Why? Like Larry said, emergency services, fire, ambulance, police services will be greatly compromised if the city approves 229 additional homes to the 220 that can only use Red Bank Road. Think about it. They're doubling the number of homes that will use that road and doubling the emergency possibilities on a dead-end road. The National Fire Protection Association code states that a neighborhood of more than 100 homes must have 2 access roads in and out to fire protection. So per this code, there should be 0 homes added to Red Bank Road until there's another access road. I'm asking for your help again. You help us last October. Thank you. Tommy, the Orton wanted to put in a big development there, and they wanted to use a road going into the Boardley as their access road, their second road. We contacted you gentlemen. You got a hold of the city officials, the county officials. A letter was written to the city, and guess what? They stopped that road possibility. And the planning commission of the city voted that down. Thank you folks for what you did last October. What am I asking you to do now? I suggest your emergency services committee, your 7 gentlemen, get with the county fire chief, sheriff, and EMS leaders real soon to study this very closely. Confirm that without another access road, this development could likely lead to irreparable harm to county and city citizens in this area. And then draft a letter for all commissioners to approve, send it to the city, and strongly urge, yea, demand to deny approval of this development until roads can support emergency services. Then if the city continues to approve this plan on April the 7th, it's your right, and I dare say, your responsibility as the chief governing body of Sevier County to sue for an injunction against the city in the public interest to stop this development until there's proper emergency access. Sevier County has over 100,000 citizens and growing. The city of Sevier has 19,000 of these, right? Please don't let the city dictate to the county. This is an issue that's vital to so many Sevier County citizens, not just on Red Bank Road, but anyone who uses State Road 416. Thank you for listening to me. I appreciate what you do.
Thank you, sir. Finally, we have Mr. Lee Mine. Mr. Mine here. Martha Madigan.
Oops.
Take it off, Marcus. Take it off.
I don't want to hold it, I'll shake it.
Let me shake it out, I want you.
My name's Martha Madigan. I live in the city, but I'm very concerned about Red Bank Road. Like everybody has said, it's a narrow road. We just paid to have it repaved and new guardrails put on there, and they're looking at redirecting that road. But there's only one way in and one way out. And it all dumps on to Red Bank Road to dump onto 416. When the fires came, you couldn't handle the traffic to get out of there. It's gonna make it worse. And nobody has said anything about extra classrooms, extra hospital beds, the extra fire service, the police department. Nobody mentions that. It's not a concern. All we hear is that we need more housing, we need more housing. Nobody's doubting that. But what they're trying to build in our community doesn't fit. Townhomes and duplexes at the rate that they're going to charge for them, there's nobody that makes enough money in this county to be able to afford to buy the property, but worse, to fix it after they buy it, because Horton is notorious for building crap. So it's wrong for a rural community. Yes, we need more housing, but not that kind of housing in our neighborhood. And yes, I'm really pissed off. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Carol, you want to recognize if you like? And that's Carol Ages.
Good evening, and thank you for giving me a few minutes to talk. I just want to reiterate what my neighbors who probably before all of this came up with D.R. Horton, I did not have the pleasure of knowing, but we've been in this battle together. So my husband and I, Mitch, we live on Smith's Mountain Loop, which is in the county, and we're on the very back side of where they're proposing the new development. So in the event that we did have to evacuate, there would be no way for us to get out if the only road that's there is blocked. I've spoken to so many in the county and the city, whether it be fire, police, different levels of responsibility, that said all it would take is one fire truck stuck in that road and no one would be able to get out. I think there's about 195 homes that feed into Red Bank Road now, and they're proposing an additional 500 more. We need your help. I know that it's in the development is in the city, I understand that. But your citizens are in the county and we're not gonna be able to get out. And that is concerning. We would just ask that you lean in, use your influence, and just work with the city to deny the opportunity to build until we have a second way to get out of where we live. That is our ask. Thank you very much.
Carol. We have one more, Mr. John Floyd.
Good evening. I would like to get help on my driveway. The county has come through Sharp Road, and they did an excellent job at fixing our power poles so we don't lose power during the winter and our storms. When they cleaned up the ditch line across from my driveway, they hit a shell plate, and then the water comes under the road, comes out the middle of my driveway, and has just eaten my driveway down. My wife has had 3 heart attacks and has a stent. I've had a stroke. I have a pacemaker. I cannot receive an ambulance down my driveway. I cannot drive a regular, normal car out of my driveway because the rocks, the boulders are washing up out of my driveway because the water comes from under the road. I can't afford to go down and fix it every time it rains. This rain that just happened yesterday, it washed it out more. Every time I put dirt down, I put rock down, it just washes away. It's like a river when it rains and it storms. I've asked the county for help. This has been going on for over 3 years. I've asked them, and I can't get no help. They say, here, I'll dig a little hole over here to the side. It does nothing to help. The water is coming out of my the middle of my driveway, and it comes straight down, and it just tears up my driveway. I'm a registered voter. I'm a taxpayer. I live in a house. I can't get no help. The county don't want to come out there and help me. So I'm asking you all, can you all please help us? My wife she's had 3 heart attacks. How am I supposed to get an ambulance down my driveway? They're afraid their ambulance will bottom out on the driveway because the county won't come in and do nothing to help me since they caused the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I was going to ask, we've seen these pictures, we have copies of the pictures that was submitted, but what road do you live off of?
Sharp Road. This is my wife. She would like to speak here.
What's the address on Sharp Road?
Excuse me?
The address?
990. We can't get medical service. We can't even get a sheriff to come down our driveway anymore. If we needed help. It's just not right. I pay my taxes. I ask for help. I'm not asking to rebuild my driveway. I'm just asking for help to stop what the county did to my driveway. Yeah, I can fix it, but I can't do it as long as I got a river of water running through it.
Just asking out of curiosity, who have you had conversations with?
Everybody at the county building. I believe this gentleman over here, I spoke with you about it. Nobody wants to help. I don't know what to do. I throw my hands up in the air. I just had shoulder surgery. I've been down 8 months with this. I can't do nothing. I'm asking for help, please. Thank you. If my wife would let me say something.
I don't have her down.
Okay, that's fine.
That concludes the folks that I had down to speak. So we're down to the end. Two items, yes, Commissioner Hurst.
For the gentleman there, Scott, problem, we didn't look into his problem. I was county road, and we didn't get taken care of it some way, so it'll be looked at, sir.
Thank you.
And, first, the Horton deal, it's gonna be the biggest storm that's ever hit Sevier County, and it's liable to cause some lives lost. Tragedy happens up there, it's gonna be liable, because your emergency, people can't get to it, can't get in and out, and especially if it's a fire up there, it's just over. So, and what the city is doing is making it even worse. They're proposing closing Harvard that Lake Road and putting a new section in which has nothing to do with the development whatsoever. It's ties to development. Has nothing to do with it. They're going to close it, and it's for personal reasons. We all know who lives across the river, whose property is across the river. We all know who those properties are. And I'm going to ask the mayor that all the emergency people, ambulance, fire, and planning commission with our attorney, county attorney, get together with a meeting and not just something other that I'm talking about the help. The emergency, there's no way that you can approve this project because it's safe.
Amen.
I'm very familiar with it and know what it's going to cost. But I'm asking that all emergency, fire, ambulance, sheriff, and get to the planning commission and our attorney and have a meeting and have some answers back here next month, this meeting, and see if something can be done. Is that satisfactory with you, Mr. Valentine? Ambulance? But there's no question something's got to be done up there, and the city is making it worse, even what it would be if they didn't close a section of the road. It's all, these people that live in the county, if they didn't close the whole road, they could use it and come down. Instead of coming through the subdivision and all out, they would be a dispersal at two different places, which would be like 300 yards apart, which would help. No question about that. But every one of them is going to have to come out between the new Red Bank Church and that subdivision now. That's their proposal. This is where to bring the road out. And all the folks that live above the project has to come through that same road. So it's a bad situation, and there's no one that, well, anyone that cares anything about human lives would not propose a project like that without that it's on the road, and it's one little wire road in and out, and they're going to make it worse when they close section. So I'm asking that there be a meeting with planning commission, all emergency people, and law enforcement, and our attorney have us some kind of report back here next month. If that be in order.
We'll have a discussion about that and report back first. Anything else? Before we do, I've got two items. One, we need to thank Brooke Dudley. We've got some new chairs. That's a good thing. The second thing is today is Commissioner Hurst's birthday, so we need to wish him a happy birthday. I don't know if he is. He's a lot older than I am. We certainly wish him a happy birthday.
Mayor Waters taught me in kindergarten that Jones.
First, you're out of order. Okay. We have a motion to adjourn. Move. Second. All in favor of adjourning, please rise.
Yeah.